This is a great place to be. I'm so proud to be out here today because what F7's done and what they're doing with the Fall 2012 Lone Star Retreat and Business Boot Camp. Because listen, business is what this is about also. Getting people back to work, teaching people how to grow companies so they can help put people back to work. And one of those people that's out here, I think for the first time, hello, how are you, is Sandra Smith. Microphone, just talk directly into the front of that and you'll be good. Sandra Smith, Army vet, military spouse, entrepreneur, Mary Kay. You live in the Fort Hood area, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you're new to F7?
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. And it's your first time at the retreat then?
Yes, it is.
What do you think?
I love it.
Okay, go on.
Well, I have to tell you that I found out about F7 at a meetup group. I met Victoria for the first time. She was explaining what F7 was about, and over a crowd of about 50 women talking, I heard empower women, uniform. And when I heard that, I was immediately attracted to what she was saying, and I knew I had to stop her. And as she was explaining, I was thinking, you know, wow, this is an organization that is breaking down walls and building women up, and that was definitely something that I was looking for. And I've told, and I give my testimony all the time, that when I was in the military, I would tell people I don't do women. I don't do women, but as I matured and I rededicated my life to Christ, I knew that I need women, and that was one of my prayers, that God would put in my circle women of influence, and that was an answer to my prayer.
Well, let's back up a little bit. What made you first want to go into the military?
I was tired of working. I had 3 jobs. I had 3 jobs, and because I was a 17-year-old runaway, and I ran away. I finished high school, and so I wanted to do something. I wanted to succeed, but in order to do that, I had to make money. And then, as I got older, I realized in order to make money, you had to have an education. But I didn't have time to go to school because I needed to work. So I was working at Kmart, I was working at Whataburger, and I was cleaning office buildings 3 nights a week. And I was tired. And so I said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I need one job. And so I decided to come into the military.
Well, God bless you for that, because let me tell you, we need more people like yourself. Just your spirit sitting next to you, right. That's fantastic. So, can you talk a little bit about what it's like to be, now you're an Army veteran. Can you talk about what it was like to be in the military for those that have not experienced, for the ladies that they hear it, but they don't know it, kind of put them in your world a little bit?
Yes, before 911, it was bliss for me. It was bliss because there was unity and cohesion, and there was a sense of security when you were with your peers, with your co-workers and your leaders. There was a sense of unity. And after 911 and during 911, it seemed like some of that diminished. And we came closer in one sense, but then in another sense, we began to pair up, and you have the breaking down into smaller groups. And
a lot of fear was setting in.
Right, and the trust is not there so much. I mean, when we deployed the first time to Iraq, we're sitting on the line, and we had one of our own people to run into the TOC with a grenade. So who you keep close to you, the circle became smaller. But and as for me, as the years went on, and as I went higher up in rank, the mentorship diminished. So when I retired, I was very, very bitter.
Really? Well, talk about that a little bit.
I was bitter because being a woman, going into maturity, lots of times people feel that as you get older, you don't need mentorship, you don't need leadership, that you should have it. But when in reality, you need even more, because you're going through changes. And you go through changes in your body. Your desires change when your children are getting older, and you need something for yourself. Your circle of influence changes, and you need guidance in that. You know, so not having that just made me really bitter. And my circle of women was so small. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 ladies, you know, that I had known since basic training, you know, but we were all spread it all over. But I needed someone right there. I needed someone to bounce off the things that were going through my head. Am I just being emotional? Is this just me? You know, so I was very bitter when I retired.
So a lot of people, obviously basically 1% of Americans serve at any given time. That means 99% are not.
Yeah.
Okay. In 2009, 2010, last study of the veterans, there was 1.5 million are women in this country. And what can we do better? Through your eyes and through your life, here in this country, obviously the government has a lot to do with a lot of Veterans Administration, things like that. What have you seen personally that you think needs to change to make it better for people who are in your situation and others that'll be coming? You know, what are some of the things that you think need to be done?
Well, we need to have a voice. We need to have a voice, and you know, a woman, if you ask her what she wants, she'll tell you.
Yeah, I've heard that, as a matter of fact, after 20 years of marriage.
And not only do you have to ask, but you have to have another woman there to interpret what she's saying.
So you're speaking in code. See, this is great information for me, by the way. I just want you to know this.
That's why I love F7, because we have women who have women who have already served, and we have spouses, and so when I'm talking, they know what I mean. And having these powerful women and having these women as advocates for us, they can take what we say and what we feel and translate it so y'all can understand.
Thank you, by the way. Yes, I'll put my hands together for that one. You know, what you're saying, I mean, it's spot on. You know, and I take it personally in a good way. We all speak our own language.
That's what we want. We want you to take it personally.
Right.
Yes.
That's right. And because if we don't, then we're really not listening.
Right.
Okay. And really listening and looking at somebody.
Yes.
And paying attention is really the key to understanding.
Yes.
And I've got one thing to say, and I really have to say it now, and I'll say it with my 18-year-old son here. And Gabe, I'm throwing you in too, even though you're not my son. I've heard many, many, many people, a lot of women tell me, and I'm in business, and I have a woman, a female business partner, my elder. And she said one time to me, it's a man's world. And she's in her 60s. I didn't tell you that. And I said to her, wait a minute. I disagree. There are more women than there are men. And in a society, the control of this country politically in laws, when it comes to laws, comes through the vote. And if women would unite, like what they're doing here, and would unite, I personally, and as a member of the press and a person who gets down to a lot of the DNA stuff, and I interview a lot of people, even way up the food chain, and I will tell you this, and I've said it to all of them, every person I've ever spoke to, I want more women in leadership positions in this country because it's going to make us a better country. And this is not a man's world, this is a woman's world, yes. Because try coming into it without one.
That's right.
So here's one guy who gets it, and I need to get it more because we're all learning, and we have to understand each other. So for you, what's on your horizon now? I mean, you have a big smile. I mean, listen, we all have our things that we carry with us, but there is an aura about you, and you have a great feeling that comes from you. And that's a gift to be able to carry your baggage, but you check it at the door.
Yeah.
How do you do that? What puts the smile on your face?
That's a hard question.
That's why I have a microphone.
It's something on the inside. It's something on the inside that my faith, first of all, Just knowing that my favorite scripture is Romans 8:28, all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. So I believe that everything that we go through is for a reason, and it's going to work out for our purpose. So I try to stay focused on that. And I really enjoy seeing progress and and seeing people succeed, and I just love people. So it doesn't take a lot to put a smile on my face.
Well, God bless you, because I wish that was contagious, because I meet a lot of people every day that I go, wow. Every day's a blessing. And if you don't think so, just try missing one of them.
Yeah.
You can't.
Right. I have a question for you, if you don't mind. I know you said you would love to see, more women as leaders,
Sure.
and that you appreciate and you're, well, F7 is going to blow up because we're building leaders here. So my question to you all is, are you ready?
Well,
because we can want a lot of things, but the question is, are you ready?
short answer, yes.
Amen.
Because I got to tell you something. I'm not kidding you. I'm tired of having all the greatest opportunity in front of us, but a majority of us are failing, not just monetarily, inside the spirits that wake up every day excited about getting something done. And that's because I believe, and I don't mean to, I want this to come out the right way. Moms, mothers, mommy.
Grandma.
Yeah, I'm a grandpa. Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
I
Well, I don't know.
good, don't I?
Grandparents are looking younger and younger.
Well, they are. That's right. There's no doubt about that. I think it's because we started earlier and earlier. Maybe that's what it is. But the fact of the matter is, we are. It's time. But I will tell you something. I'll tell you something politically. And a lot of my friends in politics who know me, and I've been a delegate, and I've done a lot of stuff, and I've been on the House floor and the Senate floor, and I talk to a lot of different people. They count on you not showing up. They count on dividing you. They being the ones who are here. Listen, there's a reason that less than 10% of all politics are ran by women. I'm talking about the federal level, where the big, powerful stuff's done. It's on purpose, because they divide through multiple ways. Organizations like F7 and others that can bring women together, and you can stand up to build leaders, that's the key, but it will not happen on accident. It takes communication. It takes Facebook. It takes Twitter. It takes the phone, that old device. But you have to dedicate yourself. I, for one, that's why I broadcast. That's why I bring people on. People that I usually agree with, but sometimes people I don't agree with, because I want to hear what they have to say. So, am I ready? I'm not just ready. I will help make it happen any way that I can.
All right.
So here we are. We got Sandra Smith, Army vet, military spouse. Okay, tell me about your spouse.
My spouse is, he's actually on terminal leave right now, preparing to retire. He did 25 years. And he's excited about it. He's excited about it.
Well, I'm going to do something. I've got 2 bags. Give me those 2 bags right over there, please. Eric, thank you. There's a spa. Now, where do you live at?
Colleen.
Colleen. You know where Georgetown is?
Yes.
There's a nice little quaint spa there called Novitas Spa, and it's on the square, okay? And this is not just for you. You have to share this one with your husband, okay? This right here is a facial. Go in, get pampered, get a facial done. Any fans of facials here? Novitas Spa is a wonderful place. You will love the place. And also inside there is a 6-core product system that they have that you will really love, and your husband will love. It's not too foo-foo for your husband, I promise you. As a matter of fact, one of my friends who is a Navy SEAL, retired, highly decorated, came in 3 weeks ago with his wife to prove that no matter how tough you are as a man, you should get a facial, you should clip your toenails. I mean, women, is that a true thing? It's okay to pamper yourself a little bit, and the greatest thing is that you get to do that with your husband.
That's awesome.
Okay. And your eyebrows, yeah, you just can't pluck them. But I want to thank you so much. If there's anything else that you need to say out there, if you go ahead, the microphone's yours, but I'm honored to have you on. You can count me in, okay, to assist any way I can.
Great. I'm just so glad to be here. I just feel so honored to be among such phenomenal women and leaders, and it's just awesome. And I'm just looking forward to an opportunity to give back to F7 and to help spread the word and to come back again. And I'm just hoping that everybody that's here will take that same heart. And I'm looking forward to the next one, because sometimes when we come together, we're on such a high. It's like, yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and then a couple of weeks later it kind of dies, but we're going to stay connected on Facebook. That's what I want to do. I want us to stay connected and continue to grow and be able to share triumphs that have happened since we leaving this one to the next one. Set some goals and come back and be able to say, this is what we've done since we left the last time, and bring more women back with us.
Absolutely. Put your hands together for that. And before I let you go, I want to tell you, you hit the nail on the head. Motivation is like food. And we have to have it every single day. Most of the time we give it to ourselves. We speak to ourselves far more than people speak to us. So the type of motivation we give each other is the key. And especially what we give ourselves. That food that we ingest, that mental food that feeds the soul, is very important to filter, just like we do our water. So you're exactly right. Motivation, the key to it is to feed it to yourself every day and make sure it's positive, so when the bad things do come, you can beat it. And that's a fact, and we can. And I think we found a new leader right here, Sandra Smith. Sandra Smith is the one that's going to be standing up someday, leading us all. Thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you again.